42 is a box office hit, reliving the struggles of the first black player in baseball.
But a Portland man leaves a powerful legacy of his own, this one in high school football. And as Tim Becker shows us now, his civil rights struggle was an untold story until now.
It's just been a very rewarding journey, back in time. And
48 years ago, 2,700 miles away.
They did a good job of including things, covering a lot. My mom sitting here,
But it's always been with him.
Having come back to this, certainly dug up a lot of emotion that I thought I had dealt with, but I was wrong. I was definitely wrong.
Some say Jimmie Lee Kirkpatrick is the best high school football player they ever laid eyes on.
I can't tell you, when we were exposed to his talent in the field, it was, holy cow, this guy's good. this guy can play.
I never put on a football helmet until I got to high school. I had running back speed, so I was then becoming a bigger running back.
School integration was in its infancy, but his talent gave Jimmie the confidence and the courage to transfer from the all-black school in his tough neighborhood to the affluent, mostly white Myers Park High, where he'd get more exposure and a better shot at college. It was 1965.
It was a separate but unequal society at the time, so it was a strong motivation to compete.
Civil rights, it was a violent year for civil rights in '65.
Sports editor Gary Schwab was digging into the history of Carolina's Shrine Bowl when Jimmie Lee's name fell into his lap. Gary and others at the Charlotte Observer tracked down Jimmie Lee here in Portland and convinced him to revisit his past.
He told us about coming back to huddles with spit dripping down from his helmet and the challenges.
They learned how Jimmie Lee was so good, it caused an uproar when he wasn't chosen to play in the traditionally white Shrine Bowl. Civil rights lawyers filed a lawsuit, and though not named, Jimmie was the lead figure in the case.
Police became involved, was asking questions, and FBI got involved, and had to kind of get escorted to school, and people had to watch.
A judge soon ordered the Shrine game to integrate.
Within 3 days of that announcement by the judge, there were 4 bombings at the houses of 4 black civil rights leaders.
But I did know that this was a very contentious situation once the lawsuit was filed, and when the bombings did happen, I was very concerned.
Jimmie never did get to play in the All-Star style Shrine Bowl. The mandate to integrate the game kicked in a year later, but he had unlocked and opened a door that young black players have been stepping through ever since.
It was so extraordinary because we were at the forefront of integration and we didn't even know it.
I've always felt that God had my back. It gave me confidence.
Tears and emotions bubbled up when Jimmie Lee left Portland in January to reunite with his Myers Park teammates.
Here are these guys that I only knew for 1 year of my life. 47 years later, we have the same feelings again about this whole thing. It's equal, it's balanced, and it's shared.
His decisions and his courage as a teenager made him a key player in the civil rights game. 48 years later, reporters and a newspaper helped bring his life full circle.
This is some ways closure for me, but it's also a beginning. That now, this is public. The city knows it. My people knows it.
Tim Becker, KOIN 6 News.
What a neat story.
Wow.
Jimmie Lee, who has a master's degree from Oregon State, has shared his story in the past on a much smaller scale in places like classrooms and church, especially during Black History Month.
And now he is retired as a teacher and a coach in Portland schools, so he's teaching physical education part-time at Portland Community College.